Hey everyone, Star Knight here. For today's video, we're gonna be doing another redraw of an Enhypen music video. Before we begin, I just want to greet everyone a happy new year. I hope you enjoyed your New Year's Eve. And yeah, it's the start of the year. New beginning, new life. Leave the negativity from last year and start creating some positive ones this year. I mean, every day can be your new self. So I encourage you to try new things and things that are out of your comfort zone, and maybe you'll figure out something that you really love. So after we did a quick sketch of Jay, we're now doing the base color for his skin. By the way, this is the reference that I used. I just picked a random scene that caught my attention, and I've always wanted to try drawing Jay, so I decided to go with this reference. So here, after we add the soft shadows, we're now starting to add the strong and dark shadows. Now, usually this is not the method that I use because usually I first start with dark shadows, but I feel like starting with soft shadows really was easier. Speaking of easier, when I was picking a scene from the music video, I was debating if I'm gonna do another group, drawing like all of them included in one piece, but I felt like it was too much work and I just did that. So I decided to just pick two members. And by the way, if you haven't noticed already, the music video that I chose for today is actually Pradoxxx Invasion. This is one of their songs that really made me fall in love with them. It has a catchy and memorable melody that sticks in my head for a long time. And the vocals of the members really complement the upbeat and energetic nature of the song. That's why it's so cool and I really like it. So after we do the skin, we're now starting to work on with the hair. So here I just shaped out the hair first. Then after we put the base color of the hair, we're now starting to work on with the shadow. I adjusted the overall color of the hair to be more darker. As I have mentioned in my previous video, Jay has a lot of cool features. Like especially for this reference, I feel like dark blue really suits him. Then after the hair, I used the lasso tool to do the clothes. For the clothes, I divided it into three layers. The first layer is the sleeveless blue hoodie. Then I added another layer for the sleeveless shirt. Then of course we can't forget about the hoodie. So as you can see here, I haven't put any shadows for the clothes. What I did first is I added the base color of each section of the clothing. So later when I start rendering, I know which part I should do first. For the texture here, I just grabbed it from the internet. Then I set the layer to multiply for the blue sleeveless hoodie. I used the liquify tool to do some minor adjustment. After we rendered the clothes, we're now starting to work on with the background. I had to use a lot of symmetric tools just to do the background because there's a lot of straight lines. You know, I was really surprised even though there's a lot of blue dominant colors in this piece, all of the elements still works together. You know, in a drawing, it's really important to have this cohesive element. This help creates a unity within the piece. And as you can see here, one great example is most of the colors here are blue. So I feel like the other colors are well balanced and harmonious. Plus, a cohesive drawing is often easier to understand and interpret like in the eyes of the viewer. It won't be confusing to them on where to look at first. And I feel like for this piece, it's very straightforward that Jay is my main subject. So I made sure that the color of the backgrounds are not gonna clash with Jay. Then after the background, I started adding this harsh lighting just to indicate that the sun is coming from the right side. Overall, I really enjoyed drawing Jay. He's a very cool idol and I can't wait to draw him in another time. Plus, I was able to try different techniques of coloring and shading, so I killed a lot of birds in one stone. Here's our first piece for today. Actually, not our first piece for today, but the first piece for the whole year. I'm really proud with how this piece turned out. Especially the colors here, I really love how they pop out. I'm really happy this is my first piece for this year. After our first piece, we're now starting to work on with Jake. For the reference of this piece, I decided to use this part. I kind of want to challenge myself with some complicated poses, and since Jake's pose here has a lot of interaction with the go-kart he's riding, and I also noticed there is some foreshortening involved in this piece. So instead of being scared of trying this piece, I was really excited. I don't usually do piece with complicated foreshortening, and plus I've always wanted to try drawing Jake. So here, I'm trying to capture the overall gesture of the pose. I believe that it's really important to study gesture drawing. It will help us to capture more the essence of your reference or subject. Because with gesture practice, you try to train your mind on focusing on the lines and curves that suggest the movement and weight, so we can create a more dynamic and expressive pose. Gesture practice helps a lot with our observation skills. It's really cool, like, as an artist, we get to learn how to gain a deeper understanding of a particular body language or emotions that our subject is experiencing. After all, for us, emotion is a big thing for our drawings. After sketching Jake, we're now gonna put the base color for his skin. One thing I really love with our little Aussie boy is his refined face. When I saw some of his pre-debut pictures, he was really handsome, and up until now, he still is. Each member has their own beauty, but Jake is on another level. So after we add the soft shadows here, we're now adding the harsh shadows. We also started working on with the lips. Surprisingly, even though the pose is a little bit difficult compared to our first piece earlier, drawing this one was really easy. So here, when I added the teeth and the other details of the mouth, I have to keep in mind the angle of the face. I didn't have any trouble drawing his eyes, but I did flip the canvas back and forth just to make sure it doesn't look weird. Now we're starting with Jake's hair. Since half of it is covered by the hoodie, it was very easy to do it. With this piece I have a lot of impression. It has a cute element and at the same time a really handsome and hot one. I think the hair has a lot to do with this because if you will notice the wave on his hair, it's really beautiful. While I was looking at the reference, I can't stop noticing that. Then after the hair, we're now starting to work on with his hoodie. For the hoodie, I had to do different parts using the lasso tool. I had to prioritize putting the base color first, since there's a lot of element going on with the clothing. I was really excited putting the details on, especially this part where I have to put some ripped elements, just to show this is actually a ripped jeans. Like rendering this was really fun. I could just put random patches everywhere. Even though his outfit is just a normal jacket, jeans, and shirt, he really makes it look so cool. Now we're starting to put the details on the shoes. If you notice most of my previous drawings, it's very rare to see me draw shoes. I always avoid them because I'm not really used to drawing feet. So for the design of the shoes here, I just simplified it. I also enjoyed drawing the cart Jake is riding on. It's one of the elements that I really love with this scene, that's why I picked it. I never tried drawing cars before, and drawing mechanical stuff is really something I want to study. It's really interesting how other artists can draw like big robots, like in full details. And sometimes they were able to put these mecha elements in some of their characters, which makes their character look really, really cool. The balance of soft and hard elements in a drawing is really important. Let's say your character has more soft elements such as a round shape or smooth curves. These can add a sense of warmth and kindness to a character, while hard elements such as sharp lines and angles, like these can add sense of strength to the character. That's why keeping in mind the softness and hardness of the character design is really important. Like it can create more dynamic and engaging visual appearance for your character. Especially for me since I'm doing a lot of realistic drawing. Like I'm trying my best to put my style in that way. I have to make sure that they look believable and grounded in reality. Like I have to be really careful with balancing the soft and hard elements. Overall, I learned a lot from this piece. I was able to try different things that I don't usually do. And yeah, even though there's a lot of pressure drawing Jake, I'm really proud of myself for not giving up and just pushing through. Now we're just adding some highlights to make sure that our little Aussie boy pops out. And we're drawing near the end, everyone. I really appreciate you watching until the end of the video. And ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Here's the speed paint of our piece for today. Once again, I want to thank you so much for watching until the end of the video. I hope you learned something new or you were able to relax while watching through the whole video. I'm always trying my best to improve my content, so I really appreciate your patience and support. Let's all keep chasing our dreams. For more videos like this, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe. Comment down below what you want to see next. And yeah, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time.